What's up, y'all? It's your girl Deja Janae Exo, and I'm back with another video. So today, if you read the title, then you already know what we're doing today. I'm just going to be telling y'all how I got my job as a medical assistant, what I do as a medical assistant, how long have I been a medical assistant, why am I trying to be a medical assistant, so on and so forth. So if you're interested in hearing any of that, just keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, let's start off with why I wanted to become a medical assistant. So if you haven't seen any of my other videos, if you're new to my channel, or you probably just haven't watched my Georgia Southern videos, you know, or you don't know, that I am a I just graduated, but I was a public health pre-PA major. So that means that I am interested in going to PA school. So I had to take certain classes. Even though I was a public health major, being pre-PA, I had to take certain science classes that was required of me before I can go to PA school, blah blah blah. That's a whole other story for another time. But I was a pre-PA public health major, so my dream ultimate goal is to become a PA. I don't know what kind yet, so I don't know, but my ultimate goal is to become a PA. So in order to go to PA school, PA school is so freaking competitive, y'all. It is so competitive. So in order to go to PA school, you have to have a good GPA, you have to have thousands of direct patient care hours, you have to have shadowing hours, you have to have volunteer hours, you have to have so many things. So with me deciding that I wanted to be a PA my sophomore junior year, I was already kind of put behind of people who were interested in becoming a PA or whatever. So I really didn't have much of the competitive stuff in order to apply for the cycle right out of college. So I decided that I was going to take a year off and work on my resume, get all my things together so I can apply the next cycle. So the reason that I wanted to become a medical assistant is because I knew I was going to get patient care hours, and it was going to be a job 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or 9 or whatever. I'll tell y'all about my hours later on, but I knew I was going to get 40 hours a week. I was if I get 40 hours a week for a year, that'll be that'll be enough for me to apply to PA school. I'll be set. So that's why I decided I wanted to be a medical assistant. So right when I graduated, I was applying everywhere, medical assistants, anywhere. I was applying anywhere because I needed a job. But the whole COVID situation happened. So, a lot of places weren't hiring. A lot of places weren't taking people for interviews. A lot of places weren't looking for new people to come in because the whole COVID situation. So I was really put at a dead end because I was I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to get these hours. I'm not trying to take more than a year off of school. If I could, I would have went straight into PA school. I don't like taking breaks. I wanted to just go ahead and get it all out the way so I can be good. So that was already kind of bothering me. So I was I definitely don't want to take more than a year off. I need to figure something out. So I have been emailing people, calling people, talking to people, getting connections, all types of stuff. I was working. I was determined to get a job as a medical assistant. So while I was applying to jobs, I was applying. I wasn't getting no calls, wasn't getting no interviews, none of that. So one day I got an email from my advisor, and I told y'all, I was a pre-PA major, or I had a concentration in pre-PA. I don't know how to explain it, but yes, I was pre-PA. So one day I got an email from my advisor, my pre-PA advisor, and she sent out a job announcement. It was this place is looking for a medical assistant, certified medical assistant, blah, blah, blah. So keep in mind, I don't have any certifications. I'm not certified as a medical assistant. I didn't take any classes to become one. I'm literally just going in this blindsided. So I'm dang, certified. I got to be certified. So I emailed. So I saw the job description and I was dang, I'm not certified. I'm probably not going to get it. But, at this point, I'm the type of person, I'm just going to apply because, the worst they can say is no. So I was you know what? Forget it. So I noticed that the person that sent the job announcement to my advisor was somebody who came to speak to us at this I was in the Pre-Physician Assistant Association, which is an organization on campus for people who want to be PAs. And so the man who sent the job announcement to my advisor was somebody who came and spoke to us at one of our meetings for PPAA. So I was okay, he looked familiar. I remember his name, and then I remember he was telling us if we needed help with our personal statements, we can send him our personal statements and stuff like that. So I remember when he came and spoke to us at the meeting that I emailed him, and I was basically talking to him about PA school, because at the time he was in PA school. So I was telling him yeah, I'm interested in going to PA school. Here's my personal statement. Do you mind looking over? And we was going back and forth for a little while. So when I saw his name, I was oh, this is the same man. So I was maybe he'll remember me. So I emailed him, and I had to mention hey, I remember you from the meeting that you came and spoke to us about, blah blah blah. I remember emailing you, I gave you my personal statement, all types of stuff like that. So when I sent him that, I was like, oh, I also sent like, hey, I saw that you were looking for a medical assistant. Our advisor just sent to us. I remember you from the meeting, blah blah blah. Do you remember me? I was wondering if I had to be certified to apply for this job. Is there a requirement to have a certification as a medical assistant, or is it just like preferred? Because like if it's a requirement, then I'm like, I won't waste my time. But if it's like preferred, you know, when people say they prefer it, that don't mean you have to have it. So I was like, if it's preferred, I'm gonna apply. So he told me, I was telling him like I was interested, blah blah blah, to get like my clinical hours before going to PA school, all that. So he emailed me back and he said, no, it's not a requirement, send me your resume. So I sent him my resume like ASAP. And so after I sent him my resume, it had been like a couple of days and I didn't hear anything back from him. So I emailed him back and I was like, hey, you know, did you get my resume? I just want to make sure everything went through, that you got it or whatever. He said, yeah, I got it. We're going through applicants right now. So I'm like, okay, cool. So they're going through applicants and a couple of more days went by and I was like, hey, you know, just following up. I think it had been like a week after at that point. And I was like, hey, just following up to see like, how's it going with the application process? And he said, we're in the middle of interviewing people. So I'm like, crap, I didn't get a call for an interview. So I guess, you know, that just meant like it wasn't for me. So literally the next day I got a call from the clinic that he works at and they basically called me in for an interview. So I'm like, okay, cool, I got the interview. So it had to be good enough for me to get called in for an interview. So if y'all know me, y'all know I literally hate interviews. I don't know. I hate people asking me questions I don't know. Like, I hate being caught off guard. I hate being asked questions that I might not know the answer to. Like, I just hate being put on the spot. I hate interviews with a passion. So, like, I'm preparing. Like, I overthink interviews all the time. I try to over-prepare. I try to come up with answers. I try to figure out what they're going to ask me. I'm on YouTube looking at questions that they're going to ask medical assistants. Like, I'm over-prepared at this point. So I go to my interview, and it was pretty good. Like, when I first got there, I had to fill out the application because I hadn't filled one out. All I did was send him my resume. So I had to fill out the application. He showed me around the clinic. He showed me all types of things in there. He showed me x-rays. He showed me like everything in the clinic or whatever. He introduced me to the people that was there. He took me in the office and we were just like having a regular conversation. So I'm like, okay, am I getting interviewed or am I like, is this like them telling me like I got a job? Like, I was really confused. So we were sitting in the office and we were just having like a regular conversation. Like, he was asking me like how was school, like what was my what was my plan after graduating, all that type of stuff. Like, we was talking about what I was involved in on campus. Like, it was just like regular conversation. Like, I didn't feel like I was being interviewed or nothing. So after we was having like our little conversation or whatever, he was telling me about himself and he just graduated from PA school and all types of things like that. So then a lady came in the office, which is not my supervisor, but she came in the office and she sat down and she was like talking to me and stuff. And then out of nowhere, here go the questions. I was like, oh my God, I just knew I didn't have to get interviewed. So when they started interviewing, they started asking questions, I was just giving them answers left and right. Some of the questions was like, tell me a time where you had to work with a team to get something done. Another question was like describe yourself. If I asked one of your friends a descriptive word about you or something like that, like how would they describe you? Do you work well with others? Like different things like that. So yeah, those were the questions that they asked me. So after that, they was like, okay, well, it was nice meeting you, blah, blah, blah. So I had to go home. Mind you, I'm shaking. Like, they didn't tell me right away if I got the job or not. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh, they was like, well, honestly, so after the whole interview, Ariana, which is my supervisor now, she was like, well, we'll let you know by no later than tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, cool. They got to talk to the HR manager. They're going to let me know by tomorrow if I got a job or not. I was like, okay, cool. They're going to let me know so I was like, okay, cool. They're going to let me know if I got the job or not by tomorrow. So tomorrow rolls around and I got no phone call. So I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't get the job. I checked my email a million times. I checked my phone, my voicemails a million times. Did not get nothing. So I was like, dang, I didn't get the job. But I didn't, I was just like, maybe they'll get back to me tomorrow. So the next day, no call, no email. So I went a couple days with no call, no email. So I was like, at this point, like, I gave up hope. I'm like, I didn't get the job. So at this point, applying to new jobs because I'm like, I have to get a job. So I think maybe 4 days went past, maybe 4 or 5 days went past, and I got a call from Ariana, and she told me that I got the job and then I can come in on this day for training and fill out paperwork and stuff like that. So that was my long process of getting hired at my job. It probably took a total of maybe like 2.5, 3 weeks. Maybe, I can't really remember, but maybe it took that long for me to get the, like, apply, get the job, get interviewed and get the job. So that's pretty much my story of how I got my job as medical assistant. I kind of said all of that to say make sure y'all are making connections with people, because if it wasn't for me being a pre-PA major or me being in the pre-physician assistant association program that I was in, or I would have never met the PA that sent out the job announcement. I would have never probably made that connection. I probably would have never got hired. So I just say, when y'all are in school, make sure y'all are making connections, make sure y'all are talking to people, because literally you never know who you'll need. So yeah, I'm just gonna put that out there. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm about to make another video basically describing like my job as a medical assistant, what I do on a day-to-day basis, and things like that. So if y'all are interested in seeing that video, y'all make sure y'all comment that down below and I'll do that for y'all. But I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all have any questions about my interview process, my application process, my hiring process, anything, make sure you comment it down below. I don't have any problems answering it. And yeah, make sure y'all give this video a big thumbs up. I will see y'all in my next video. So until next time, peace.